Welcome to the United States of Tiffany. Our commentary offers a humorous take on wrestling. Please note, we're not bullying or attacking the wrestlers. We're engaging with the choreographed sport and its storylines. Our jokes and observations are about the characters and storylines, not the real people behind them. Tourists and citizens alike, welcome. Enjoy the show, and remember, it's all in good fun.
Okay. John Cena kicked off the show. Um, he turned it down just a little bit. John Cena kicked off the show. He um basically cussed everybody out for, being all for our truth. And that's when CM Punk came out there. And CM Punk basically told John Cena that he's a fraud. He knew he was wrong for what he did because he told him he was sorry in the ring at Elimination Chamber when he beat him. And of course, this has led to the two of them running it back once again. Now, the last time that these two saw it was face to face in a ring. It was, I want to say, it was it was in a Chicago PLE. I want to say it was One Night Stand, but I could be wrong. So if I'm wrong, please correct me. But the last time these two had their bout was a one night stand in Chicago, if I recall. If I'm wrong, just put it in the comments and I'll make the correction. So to see these two men in the ring now, 10 plus years later, about to run it back again, it's a very, very unique moment for those of us who were present and saw it the first time. And now we're watching it the second time, and the roles are reversed, and everything is different. John is what he claimed he would never be, and CM Punk is a good guy. It's surreal, to say the least. But he requested that John Cena give him a time. He said, I'll give you the courtesy of letting you pick the date. But you and I are going to have our meeting. And when we do, you either are going to listen to what I said or I'm going to beat it into you. So John Cena was like, sure, let's fucking do it. But we're not doing it tonight. No, I'll see you in Saudi Arabia. So John Cena will face off against CM Punk in Saudi Arabia. at Night of Champions for the WWE Championship. It's about to be a wild ride. But this is the match. That's the graphic. Night of Champions is June 28th. I want to say that's about 3 weeks from now. By Friday, so it's about 3 weeks from now. And they'll have time to build it. Of course, that means John Cena is going to be on Raw a lot more. CM Punk is going to be pulled from Seth freaking Rollins for a little while, and this is going to be on. It's going to be a tit for tat between the two of them, cutting promos on each other, similar to how Cody and John Cena did leading up to their match. But I'm going to tell you how this is going to end. I mean, John Cena isn't going to drop that title to CM Punk. If he does, I'll be fucking shocked, honestly. But I just don't see that happening. Is he going to cheat? More than likely. More than likely, he will cheat. So have low expectations, but enjoy the ride while you're watching it, if that makes sense. Let's move on. All right. So we had the qualifiers today. Today, everybody was competing for an opportunity at the championship, but first you had to earn it. So it was Money in the Bank qualifiers, and the first one was the women's Money in the Bank qualifier. Now, the way they had this set up, it is set up so that 4 people compete in a fatal 4-way, and then that one person will advance, and it will be a co-branded match that they compete for in the semifinals, and then whoever wins in the end will end up going against somebody else from the other side of the bracket at the end of the in Night of Champions. So I'm trying to find the brackets because I was looking for them and I can't freaking find them. And I was like, what the hell? I was like, where? I was looking for it and I can't find it, and it's just getting on my nerves. It was irritating me. So hold tight, y'all. I hope y'all enjoy Raw up until this finale. I really hate that Jay Uso had to lose his title like this. They worked that man to death, and then he has to drop it back to Gunther, and I hate that for him. It's only been 51 days. 51 days since the man has wrestled. Has been champion. He's defended his championship more times than I can count. He defended it more than Gunther did, I can tell you that. I I really hate that he didn't get to at least ride it out until SummerSlam. I really, really fucking hate that. But I found the fucking brackets. Thank you. All right. So let's look at these brackets, and we're gonna talk about Queen and King of the Ring. Okay. So while I'm getting the stuff uploaded, let me tell y'all about the match Chad Gable had. Now, Chad Gable gets a lot of flack from me on many occasions because his character gets on my goddamn nerves. But one thing I will never say about Chad Gable is that he's a horrible wrestler. That man wrestled his ass off all weekend, and then he showed up and wrestled against probably one of the greatest wrestlers of all time in AJ Styles, and still was able to pull out a decent match against him. There are very few people who can do what Chad Gable is capable of. And I usually don't say this about a lot of people, but Chad Gable has earned the right to be able to challenge for that Intercontinental Championship and win it. And when I say win it, I mean actually be champion. Not this El Grande Americano bullshit. I don't need to see all of that. We all know that Chad Gable is capable. We all know that he is great. We do not need this gimmicky, borderline racist bullshit, especially with what's going on right now in the world. That is crazy. Do away with this shit now and let Chad Gable be Intercontinental Champion. He can still have his American Made group if that's what he wants to do, but he has proven himself time and time again. The man is great. He is an amazing athlete. That man wrestled Vikingo and was going back for back, toe for toe with that man. And then turned around the next night and was in the ring throwing people off of ladders, getting fucking BFT'd off of ladders. He was getting his ass kicked. Okay? And then he shows up the next night on Monday Night Raw, taking people out and wrestling AJ Styles like it was his last match. Craziness, okay? It was sensational. It was amazing. Give that man his flowers, okay? Give that man his flowers. All right. So, I finally got the brackets loaded up. So, here we go. Let's go to the Queen of the Ring. On the left-hand side, at the top, we have Rhea Ripley, Kairi Sane, Liv Morgan, and Roxanne Perez. All were competing in this match. And it was a good match. The girls pulled out and did exceptionally well. The only problem is Roxanne Perez and Liv Morgan were working together in a limited time. And unfortunately for Liv, in that minor amount of trust that she had, Roxanne Perez did what she was supposed to do. She cashed in. She was able to use the fact that Liv Morgan had got taken out by everybody in the match except her. Raquel came out there, pulled Rhea Ripley out of the match. So Rhea didn't get the opportunity to get the pin on Liv Morgan after she hit her with the riptide. It was a lot going on in this fatal four-way. But ultimately, Liv Morgan was out. She wasn't getting no pin even if she wanted to. I don't know what she was expecting. But sis, you was not getting no pin. You just weren't. And that's okay. But to get mad at her as if it was her fault, it's a fatal four-way, love. It's every woman for themselves. And if it was you and Cobra back, I would expect that you would want Cobra back to win the match, seeing as how both of y'all are in the same group and y'all supposed to be working together. Now, Roxanne ain't exactly a part of Judgment Day, but Roxanne was helping her throughout that whole match. And all Roxanne did was go in there and capitalize on the moment. Now, she stole that from Kairi Sane. Poor Kairi. Kairi worked so hard in that damn match, all only for Roxanne to get up out of nowhere and steal it from this girl. Oh, she was so upset. I felt bad for Kairi. But you know what? Her homegirl might get her some get back, okay? But Roxanne Perez has advanced, and we are still waiting on the bracket to see who is going to advance next week, because Friday we are going to have Jade Cargill, Meechin, Piper Niven, and Nia Jax compete to see who is going to advance for the SmackDown side of this bracket. So whoever advances will go up against Roxanne Perez. It's more than likely going to be Nia Jax or Jade Cargill. I'm going to put my money on Jade Cargill. I think Jade Cargill is going to advance, and you're going to have Roxanne versus Jade. Don't know where they're going to have this match, like what show it's going to be on, but it's very, very interesting. Let me scroll up and remove my logo from up there so y'all can see the other side of the bracket. So on the other side of the bracket for SmackDown, which this one is a little bit more interesting than the other bracket. I really wish they would have put Charlotte over there on Jade Cargill's side. I really wish they did. But it is what it is. Charlotte Bliss, Chelsea Green, and Candice LeRae will compete on SmackDown probably the week after next, because they want, they kind of want to space this out a little bit. Well, maybe they'll kill two birds with one stone and have two of the fatal four ways on Friday. They low-key need to, because they gotta have this done by Night of Champions, and it's only 3 weeks. I don't know, babes. I think they're gonna have a double. They're gonna have all these matches on Friday. And then next Monday, we got the return of uh our favorite girl, Asuka. She is coming back. I'm so proud that Asuka is back and she's healthy and 100% and ready to go. Asuka is going to be competing in the Queen of the Ring tournament. On her side of the bracket, you're going to have Asuka, Stephanie Vaquer, Raquel Rodriguez, and Ivy Nile. So you're going to have all of them competing in this match. It's going to be very, very interesting. I like the brackets. I think the brackets are a well mix of mid card and top card talent. I think they mixed it up nicely. It's gonna be fun. Let me see. 51 days was Jay Rain. I'm so heated. Well, it is what it is. Honestly, I kind of figured they were gonna do this. As soon as I saw his son coming out there with him, I was like, yeah, they're taking that title off of him. Triple H can only have a feel good moment for a little bit amount of time. All right, let's get to the mess, y'all. Let's get to the real conversation of tonight. R-Truth returned, and he is going by his real name, Ron Killings. And R-Truth has made it very, very clear that he 100% thanks the fans for bringing him back. And he told everybody to not ever doubt the power of your voice and the power of what you do for this industry and this company. I told you guys Saturday that this was not a work, that this was real, and that this really happened. But let me give you a little backstory into the behind the scenes stuff of what I found out per Fightful Select and a couple of other dirt sheets that kind of filled in the blanks here. When R-Truth was released and the WWE Universe made it very clear that they were not happy with that release and that they were going to voice their frustrations until things were fixed, that is when WWE realized that they needed to rectify the situation. So they made a phone call to Ron Killings. Only Ron Killings decided that I'm not going to take that phone call. He didn't answer for a couple of times after they've reached out to him. It wasn't until the CEO, Nick Khan, reached out to Ron Killings that he decided to come back. Now, from my understanding, Ron isn't going to be there forever. I think that this is like his one last run that he's going to do. And then maybe, I don't know what they're going to do after that, but I hope that they give him like a Legends contract and he can do appearances or kind of be like Titus and have a moment. But I think he's going to leave WWE and go wrestle somewhere else. From what I heard, GCW reached out immediately. TNA was immediately jumping on the fact that Ron Killings had been released. They also made him a major offer. So he wasn't going to be sitting at home resting on his laurels in any capacity. He had a opportunity and an avenue to go anywhere, and I'm 1000% sure that that Tony Khan was lurking in there, making offers as well. So this Ron Killings was a hot commodity, and I think WWE underestimated how great he really is and how much he brought to that locker room, because it wasn't just us that also voiced their frustrations about Ron Killings being fired. It was the entire locker room. And when they learned that he was coming back, you could see how Michael Cole and Pat McAfee were excited. You could see Kathy Kelly literally brought to tears that he was back. And the type of light that Ron Killings has and brings to the industry is unheard of. And we've never seen anything like this happen ever. So he is one of a kind. And there's nobody like Ron Killings. Okay. So shout out to you, man, for knowing your worth, number one. And number two, shout out to the WWE Universe for making it clear that we're not going to stand for no money hungry bullshit. We want the superstars who ride for us and we ride for them. And that's how it's always going to be. This is why I'm telling you now, when it comes to the decisions that TKO makes, especially when it comes to business decisions, and they're changing how they fire and hire their superstars to allude to the fact that they could possibly just fire a major superstar and hire a smaller guy and let him work up there. It doesn't work like that in the WWE or in the wrestling world at all. We are the ones who determine who's a star and who isn't. We are the ones who cheer, who boo, and react. If there's nothing, they get nothing. If you don't buy tickets, they don't make their money. If you don't show up, if you don't watch TV, we affect the bottom line of everything. And I need you to remember that. Just because I tell you that you being online and you're talking shit all the time isn't always going to be phased. But when you really voice your frustrations about something that matters, not about pins, not about stupid bookings or any of that shit, but real shit. When you voice your opinion and you make it very, very clear and loud at the shows, on TV, online, wherever, WWE has no choice but to listen. You have to remember, they're entertaining us, not the other way around. This isn't the NBA. This isn't the NFL. It doesn't work like that with us. All right? Moving on. R-Truth was out there and he stood on top of the announce desk. He made it very clear that he was very thankful to the WWE Universe for voicing their opinions and making it loud and proud that we wanted him back. But he also said that he appreciates everybody's love for R-Truth and that he loves R-Truth too. But sometimes R-Truth is too nice. Sometimes R-Truth is a little naive. Sometimes R-Truth is just a little too goofy, a little too fun. But he said, I'm not. And Ron Killings is here. And he used one of his OG quotes. And then this man stood in this ring and cut off his locks. Now, I'm not even trying to be funny. I want y'all to hear me when I say this. And please do not be mad at me. Okay, I'm going to hold your hand when I say this. But R-Truth locks was hanging on by a thread. Okay? And he was losing some of his hair. So R-Truth is just like, it's time for him to go. And this man cut off his hair on national TV. Shockwaves, okay? I'm like, what is going on? Now, John Cena was talking mad shit about R-Truth. Mad shit. Said he spent his life cosplaying as him. Like, you're going to applaud mediocrity. This is when CM Punk came out and kind of got his ass together. But I really want R-Truth as Ron Killings to run it back against John Cena and give him a real match. A real match. You feel me? But babes, when I tell you that man cut off his hair, he cut it off. Off. It's gone. Okay? Oh, it's nuts. Now, R-Truth does have new merch on the WWE shop. And if y'all love R-Truth like you say, y'all need to run and go and get you a shirt because his merch is more than likely going to sell out with the way that crowd was ravenous in that arena when that man showed up. Okay? That merch is going to sell out very quickly. So get the merch now while you still can. Okay. Let's move on. King of the Ring tournament is set up as well. Okay. So tonight's King of the Ring tournament match had Penta. It had what's his face? Dominic Mysterio, child. And it had Braun Breaker and Sami Zayn. Now, as this match progressed, everything was going smooth. And then Braun Breaker took over the whole match. Braun Breaker was stomping everybody out. He was beating everybody up. He was doing the most, honey. But what Braun Breaker forgot is they made more than just one enemy. And they made it very clear that they were going to be taking over both Raw and SmackDown. So LA Knight brought it upon himself to come into this ring while Braun Breaker was in the midst of his match and serve him with a BFT, honey. Okay, because he was like, ugh, I am tired of you hoes costing me opportunities. I'm sick of it. And he went and took that man out. So Braun Breaker was done. He was out of the match. But baby, and Penna had got laid out by Braun Breaker with a nasty spear. So he was no longer in the match either. But baby, listen. Our boy, Sami Zayn, has qualified, okay? And he is going to progress in the tournament. He is now in the semifinals of said tournament. And baby, I was so happy for Samuel. I was so happy for Samuel because he deserves it. And I hope he wins, okay? Oh, I love it. Now, the King of the Ring tournament, Sammy has advanced for Raw. SmackDown's tournament is interesting. You got Aleister Black, LA Knight, Randy Orton, and Carmelo Hayes. That is a mix I would have never put together. But baby, I'm all for this. I'm very, very curious about seeing that. On the other side of the bracket for SmackDown, you got Cody Rhodes. Okay. Cody Rhodes, Damian Priest, Andrade, and Shinsuke Nakamura. Tens across the board. Okay, I love this. And on SmackDown, you have Sheamus, Rusev, Bronson Reed, and then there's a mystery opponent. No one knows who this person is. And I think it's just going to be somebody messy like El Grande Americano, honestly. Or it could be one of the AAA guys. Now, I did see that Mr. Iguana, it seemed to be somebody that WWE is very interested in, especially for the kids, because the kids really latch on to Mr. Iguana, and he has a really cute, campy gimmick with his iguana. It's very similar to I guess you could say Santino Morella and his snake. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of similar to that. So all night we had the tournaments, but baby, listen. Let's get into y'all know I'm not no fan of Nikki Bella at all. I could care less about Nikki Bella being there, and I didn't really care that she was there, honestly. She's not one of my faves. I don't care about what none of y'all say. Some of y'all might be new around these parts, but I'm gonna make it very clear and plain without disrespecting her, because I know that lady been through a lot, and her personal life is different from her character in the WWE. So let me be very clear. I don't know the lady outside of Nikki Bella. All I know is the character Nikki Bella. That's it. That's all. That is who I am referring to. I am not talking about her as a human being because I don't know her like that. Okay? Because some of y'all are very weird when it comes to Nikki Bella and some of these other girls. Y'all are very, very fucking weird. And I need y'all to relax yourselves. Okay? Now, now that we got that clear, we got that straight. Nikki Bella had a man came out there on the show because they was in Phoenix, Arizona, and that's her hometown. Okay. And everybody was real happy that she was there. I was just sitting here. I was just watching TV. And Nikki mentioned a bunch of the girls. She mentioned Rhea, she mentioned Bianca, she mentioned a bunch of people, but she did not mention Liv Morgan, and Liv Morgan did not like that. Okay, she was not a happy camper. Liv Morgan was like, bitch, first of all, okay, you don't come back to the WWE, a place I'm over here working in and doing and zipping it and zooming it in and dominating in. You don't come back up in here and disrespect me by leaving me out of the conversation as some of the greatest women on this roster. Bitch, I was champion all last year. Nothing but belts. I've been collecting titles this whole time while you were sitting at home. Okay, now where she fucked up. Where she fucked up when she told that lady, she was like, it's okay. You could be mad because you jealous. Okay. You're just jealous. Okay. I'm a champion. Right. Right. You see it? Yeah. I have my respect. Don't know why she said that. I'm very confused about the respect part. Weird. I don't know why it's okay for you to walk around being a home wrecking bitch, but cool. Love that for you if that's what you want to do. You look like your own mess with Dom every time y'all come out there. Both of y'all be sweaty as hell. Your eyes got bags under it like you ain't slept in 48 hours. It's terrible, honey. But anyway, And you dress like you always finna go to one of them raves where everybody get naked and be in the bubble baths. It's an odd combination. Oh, anyway. And she was like, I have my respect, I have my championship, and I have a man. I'm sorry. I am so sorry, girl. But if this is what you're referring to as your man, that's crazy, big mouth. That is crazy. Because ain't no way in hell. This man literally orders chicken nuggets, ketchup, and French fries at every restaurant y'all go to. I'm surprised if y'all go to a 5-star restaurant that he will still try to look for the kids menu at a 5-star restaurant, because there ain't no way. There's really no way that you could actually be saying that you have a man and you're proud of it. You proud of it. You said this loud and proud with your whole chest. But I ain't gonna lie, Nikki Bella came and cut you down, and she cut you real deep, because she was like, well, you say you got a man, but you know, I'm confused. Is it your man or is it Roxanne Perez's man? I'm confused, girl. I don't understand. Like, help me out. Help me out. Who man is it? Is it yours or his or hers? But she was like, it's cool. It's cool. You know, you lost today. You had some issues and everything. And it's understandable. You're having a bad day. Sorry for that. Sorry for you. Sorry.
Why your man is silent.
Okay. Sorry. I feel so sorry for you. But girl, listen. Let me help you out right quick. She was like, when you get done, you know, sulking and wallowing in your self-pity, make sure you go back there and tell Roxanne congratulations on advancing in the tournament. And also tell her congratulations on her new man. Okay? Tell her that for me. And then she walked away, and I was like, I ain't even gonna lie, Nikki Bella did get you together, and you let her do it. That is embarrassing. You let her read you like that on national TV? Girl, I would have went for the jugular. I'm petty. I'm petty as hell. But the girls are nicer than me, okay? She got done, and Liv was like, girl, you know what? You can talk all that shit about my man all you want to, because my man is always going to be my man, my man, my man. But one thing about it, and two things for sure, I would rather be a multi-time champion, having my man and doing my job, than to be some reality TV show diva. I was like, oh, that was a nasty ass dig. These hoes is really mad at each other. God. And then Nikki Bella tried to get back in the ring, and girl, she ate in oblivion. When I tell you, I cackled because that shit was funny. Face plant. Oh, girl. Oh, Brownie. That's funny. I don't care. Now, y'all know I've been telling y'all, and Nicole's been screaming it for years. Matter of fact, ever since they introduced the tag team title, she said the Bella Twins was going to come back for them. And she wasn't lying, because they definitely did. And I'm just like, you know what? Let them have the bitches at this point. Liv and Raquel ain't defended them since Mania. They haven't defended them titles since Mania. And they've been holding on to them for this specific reason. So do that. Whatever makes you happy. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. I have no dog in that fight whatsoever. I'm just going to enjoy the ride of the feud while I still can. Because other than that, I have no desire to care or watch anything that's going on with Nikki Bella or Liv Morgan at this point. But it is what it is, you know. Everybody has their moments. Everybody enjoys their time or whatever. Now, backstage, you know, Seth Rollins was back there, and Seth was back there talking all type of cash shit and hyping up his squad, because both Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker are in the tournament. Now, listen, only one man can win. Okay, so it's odd that you will pit them in this tournament against each other. But shit, LA Knight made sure that nigga ain't going. He ain't going. And if I know Braun Breaker the way I know Braun Breaker, he definitely gonna make sure LA Knight ain't going to Saudi either. Oh, they fighting. Oh my God. The refs ain't gonna break it out.
They can't do nothing to break ever too many of them.
Damn. Why are you hitting helmets?
I know there's too many of them. You can't stop one.
It's all types of fights break out. This nigga uppercutting the shit out of him. Yo. I forgot how brutal hockey is. Oh. Anyways.
The whole line on both
Sammy's
sides.
moving
like,
up. I knew they wouldn't let me down and make him lose. They could go to Saudi without Sammy. They can't go to Saudi without Sammy. No, they love him over there. I think Carmelo will win. You think Carmelo's gonna win his bracket? I think it would be Cody versus Sammy. Ooh, that's rough. I wouldn't know who to root for. I actually would have to give a lot more to Sammy because Sammy, he don't be getting shit. And everybody be giving him all types of shit, but he don't be getting shit. You know what I'm saying? I want Alistair to win it for the men high key. The interest as king of the ring will eat. Alistair winning is fine by me. I honestly don't care who wins the king of the ring. I really don't. LA Knight gonna lose on Saturday at SmackDown, courtesy of Seth Rollins and Brock Breaker. Based on what we saw tonight when LA Knight appeared, this will eventually lead to LA Knight versus Seth and Breaker at SummerSlam. I don't think that this the way that's gonna go. Mystery guy might be Ricky Saints. I don't know about that either. I'm not gonna, shit on it. I'm just saying I don't know about that. It would eat him laying down on the board with the crown. I was also confused about the respect. Right? Respect where? You sold your soul for that hoe. Not meth. Y'all know live on meth. Look at her. Shit. Eyes got bags under her eyes the size of goddamn Chanel purses. And every time you see her and Dom, they be sweaty. And it's not that his hair be wet. They generally be sweaty. Like, just be having random moisture everywhere. It's gross. And they always look tired. And their skin is blotchy. They don't look healthy. They don't look healthy at all. And it's only so much concealer and foundation you can put on a fucking black eye to make it look cute. There's only so much. I understand that she lost tonight, but I was like, Liv, calm the fuck down, girl. The fact that you got AL by Nikki Bella is crazy as fuck, child. Because Nikki Bella was about to have me sleep when she was talking about evolution. I'm like, girl, what the fuck is this? You cannot pronounce Stephanie Becker's name correctly? What did she say her name was? Zakis?
I don't know. Whatever it was, it pissed me off. I hate all of this. I don't like it.
You might as well make your peace with it, baby, because it is what it is.
Peace. Shit. Fuck her.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
Both of them.
The other one that talked real slow ain't came yet.
Non-wrestling ass helper.
She ain't gonna come till they jump Nikki Bella, because you know she gonna be back. I ain't got nothing to do with it. I'm just here.
It ain't no damn sense. You got to go get rid of the tag team titles for NXT. Unify them and say it's going to be defended across all three brands. Ain't defended them on NXT but once, maybe twice.
It was twice.
If Jakara couldn't sniff them hoes.
It definitely was twice because Liv and Raquel went to NXT.
And now you bring back these old ass geriatric bitches for these belts.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting in shower. I'm going to bed.
Are you leaving? You don't want to be a part of it no more?
No, I don't want to be a part of that foolishness.
Aww.
Involving them two heifers.
Aww. Don't be sad. Come back.
I'm gonna come back.
Okay. So there was one more part before we get to Jay. And it was Bailey. So To make a long story short, Becky came out there just being a delusional weirdo. Like she is full on weirdo. I don't know what is going on with her. Why she acting like, she just was. I don't know why she did what she did. It's like, girl, the last time y'all wrestled and she beat you, you damn near tore that girl's arm out her socket. Took her out of commission for 2 weeks, all because you couldn't beat her. Then you cheat to beat her and expect the girl to be happy about it. You are lucky all you walked away was a sore arm, because I would have ripped your arm out the socket myself. Okay? Now she on there lying, talking about something. I calmly requested that she put my arm up because those were the terms she agreed with. You did it. You demanded that she put her arms up. Then after that, you demanded that the girl put the belt around your waist, and you got suplexed for your trouble. You deserved everything that you got, ma'am. Move the fuck on. Now you ain't got no choice because Pammy Pockets done brought her ass back and she done took your ass out. Okay, because Lyra was finna come in there and eat your ass alive. But Pam came in there and finna rose plant the shit out your ass. Now, I don't know what fuck you and Seth is on. I don't know if y'all on that shit too. It seemed like you and Seth started smoking that shit that lived in motherfucking Diamond smoking. That's what it feels like. And what I'm gonna need you to do is say no to drugs, bitch. Okay? McGruff the crime dog used to tell us all the time to say no to drugs. We had the DARE program and everything, bitch. I need you to go back to them days. Partake. But leave them damn drugs alone, crotch fire. Leave it alone. Ooh. If you coming out there dressed like you finna go right down the street to Rocky and them and go get you a bump, bitch. I said, where the hell are you going? You don't even put no effort in. You like, give me them damn shorts off the floor. Give me them. Give me them. Give me that jacket. Give me that. I'll be back. I don't give a shit. That's how you act. It's just, it looked like that. It feel like that. That's how I felt. Goodness gracious. Rico says, see, I would have cut Liv deeper and been like, you mad I ain't give you none when you was in that bathtub because you've been slanging yourself from partner to partner ever since. Well, they say that's called slut shaming when you say that. We're not supposed to talk about that. They say that people can do with their bodies what they want, and we're not supposed to judge, so we're not gonna judge. Now she's a friendly person. What my grandparents call it? Oh, she's a free spirit. That's what they say. Now she's swinging from the monkey bars. Jesus be offense. And then for the double homicide, be like, and now that I think about it, you've outlasted a good chunk of your partners, and I don't know why. It's giving roach, like the ones living in your weave, girl. That's crazy. I would beat your ass if you ever said anything about my hair and talk about I got some roaches living in my hair. I would be like, Rico, we gotta go outside. We have to go outside. When I get done, I don't want no hard feelings either. You just take your ass whooping like a man and then dap it up afterwards. Because I'm knocking your ass the fuck out. The Seth cash in on Night of Champions now that it's Punk that is involved in a title match. Storyline wise, Seth has hatred for Punk. Well, he would have to win the title in order for it to make any sense to him. Because if John Cena just beats him and he cashes in, of course there'll be animosity. But I highly doubt that he will cash in at Night of Champions. I really think that Seth is probably going to do it at SummerSlam. And if it's on Gunther, fine. But I really didn't like the fact that Jey Uso lost his title tonight. I was not happy with that at all. I wanted Jey to make it to SummerSlam. And I felt like he earned the right to make it to SummerSlam. And I knew it. The moment I kept seeing, I'm like, why do they have this man wrestling so much. Like he was wrestling the weekend before. He wrestled this whole weekend. Now he's out here and he's wrestling today. And I was just like, this is ridiculous. And then when I saw his son out there, I was like, oh, it's over. It's over. The story is over. Now Gunther got the title back. He gonna be running around here popping off at the mouth for the next couple of months, talking shit. And I'm just like, at this point, like, you're not even, everybody talking about, oh, Gunther was buried. Like, Gunther was not fucking buried, bro, because he lost a match. He can lose matches and still be a dominant champion. Clearly, look at what just happened. Okay, it doesn't have to go that way. He does not always have to win, and he shouldn't. You know why? Because he's human, and it should be shown that he's human and that he can be beaten. Why do y'all insist on having people as champion who are unbeatable? That is so boring. It makes you not want to watch it because you already know how it's gonna happen, what's gonna go down. It's not worth the time or the effort. From one Stephanie to another, she should be able to pronounce her name right. Her last name is what she got wrong. She called her Bakis or Bakis. I think she called her Bakis. Sometimes I mispronounce Stephanie's name, but I know that it's close to Vakur. So I try to keep that as the baseline for what I say for her name. But I don't add no letters that ain't in there. She added an I and an S. I don't. It's like, how you remove 2 letters and add a new letter? How you do that? Jesus Christ. WWE better do Ron Killings versus John Cena for the WWE Championship at SummerSlam, not Cody versus Cena. Ron Killings is way too over right now. Might as well cash in on it. Have Cena versus Killings at SummerSlam. Well, you just said that Seth Rollins might cash in at Night of Champions, right? At this point, to be honest with you, I'm just glad that he's there. I know that they have a plan for him. If they decide to go with Ron Killings at SummerSlam, that's their business. I highly doubt that Cody Rhodes is going to challenge John Cena at SummerSlam. Mainly because I feel like Cody Rhodes is going to challenge John Cena for his last match in December. I just don't see them making him go after him again. I do see them setting up Survivor Series, though. It's going to be Seth Rollins and his people and one more person, which if I was Seth, I would go get Karrion Kross. It's going to be them versus like LA Knight, Sammy. Probably might add Jey Uso in there. And then CM Punk might do that match, which would make sense to me. But it looks like that's what they're headed to, is like slowly but surely trickling down to Survivor Series at some point. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, if that's what they want to do for SummerSlam, that's their business. I don't have a problem with that. That would make sense as to why they wear long sleeves in 100-degree weather. It's like when I made a meth joke to one of my tables at work. Not you made a meth joke, Jesus. Alexis did tell me yesterday, I'm glad you're my friend because you're mean. You are mean. Jesus Christ. Because I was putting an order together and one of my friends said, oh, I want fried pickles. And I immediately mimicked her tone and said, oh, that's too bad. And then I had to be like, my bad. See, that's the kind of shit that gets you slapped. And Bronson better not jump off on no damn cage this time. I don't want to see him climb shit. I don't know. If I was Bronson Reed, I wouldn't even go in Survivor Series. I would let them put somebody else in there. I dead ass would. I'm like, I don't need to go in there. Or they could do a tag team Survivor Series this year and like do 2 matches. Do a traditional Survivor Series match and then do the War Games match, and they could do War Games with the Wyatt Six and then have all the tag teams from SmackDown in that match and just make it a big ass free-for-all match, which I would love because it's just fucking chaos. And I would love that. Broke both ankles. That's enough for him. I thought he only broke one ankle. He broke both of them? That's crazy. Any whoosies. Gunther is a two-time world heavyweight champion. Jey Uso is no longer champion, unfortunately. Nephew, what are you doing? Happy about what? And you dancing like this? This is how you describe your happiness by doing this little dance? All right. I'm not gonna say nothing. He was like, you were talking shit about my knees, and I said yes. Why are they so pink? You do not moisturize. You need to leave people alone. Okay. All right. So that is it. That is all, honeys. Okay. That was Monday Night Raw. We got some nice pickups and changes to stories. Bailey has returned. Asuka's going to return next week. We are going to see some changes, obviously, in this landscape of wrestling. Gunther is back on top as champion. Rhea Ripley probably is going to be wrestling Raquel Rodriguez next week. And everybody is fighting for the king and queen of the ring. And at Night of Champions, we will see CM Punk versus John Cena after a decade once again. Y'all, I have been me and you have been you, and I am going to get my ass out of here. All right. I will be back on Wednesday to talk about NXT and everything that went down in NXT. I will try my hardest to make sure that I incorporate what happened at Against All Odds over in TNA, so I can give you guys the full spectrum of what's going on with Trick Williams and where this could possibly go leading into Slammiversary, which is their next big PLE. And if you don't know, over in TNA, Slammiversary is their WrestleMania. Okay, it's usually done in the middle of the summer, and it's a big deal in TNA. And I see I see Trick Williams defending his championship at Slammiversary, more than likely against like Joe Hendry or possibly Mike Santana once again. It really depends. But it's going to be a fun time nonetheless. We also saw that the Inspiration, aka the Iconic show, back up over at Against All Odds. It was a lot going on. So I'm going to make sure I give you guys all the tea, all the information for TNA, and we'll go into NXT and what happened. And then, guys and girls, we're going to do what we always do. Have our lifestyle chat afterwards and just chit chat and chill. All right. I will see you guys Wednesday. Thank you so much for coming over and talking with me. I love you, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Hold on. I got one more comment. Man, Triple H got his revenge on the fans for demanding R-Truth back. This is how he repaid us, by having Jay lose. I don't know, Gary. I'm going to have to say that I think that was always in the cards. Seeing as how Triple H plans his stuff 2 to 3 months ahead of time, I don't think this had anything to do with the fans. I think this was just his plan all along, unfortunately. But Jey Uso can still get another championship if he wants it. And I think that he'll be champion again. Might not be world heavyweight champion or WWE champion, but I think he'll get the championship at some point. I love Jey Uso, and I think he'll be just fine. But I am sad for him, and I wish that he would have made it to SummerSlam, because I felt like he deserved to go to SummerSlam after everything he's been able to accomplish and everything he's been able to do. He deserved to go to SummerSlam. But one thing I do think should happen, I'm going to say this and then I'm going to go. I think Seth's cash-in should be a failed one. And I think it should fail, not because of CM Punk, but I think it should fail because of the tribal chief, Roman Reigns. And on that note, I'm going to go to bed. Bye.
Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe for more wrestling content. Check out our merch and consider becoming a member for exclusive perks, special emojis, and members-only content.